Hi, welcome to Books to Boardrooms with Dr. Kiran. Today I have the pleasure of having Mr. Jamal Alnassai. He is the Group Chief Operating Officer working at Network International in the UAE. So let's hear it from him. What actually is Network International? So Mr. Jamal, thanks a lot for coming. I just want to give a understanding what actually is Network International, what they do.
So first of all, thank you, Dr. Kanak, Dr. Kiran, to have me in this interview. It's my pleasure. What does International do? Network International do? So actually, we are a payment facilitator. We provide payment solution to our range of the different type of the businesses, so for the merchants and the financial institutions. So basically, we provide a solution to connect the buyer with the seller. So provide various solutions to our buyer. So how they can use multiple channels in order to close it, to start the transaction by buying, and the seller type of the solution in order to make the merchant be able to sell the product. So this is in overall or in general what we do. We connect the buyer with the seller with the multiple channels.
So when you say you provide products, so what are the products basically? What are the solutions you offer?
So we enable customers who are the car holder to use various channels to perform transactions. So when we talk about the point of sale, e-commerce solutions, and digital wallets.
Okay.
At the same time, we enable the merchant to accept the to payment in various channels. Again, if it is e-commerce or via point of sale, physically face-to-face with the customer, or through the digital wallet.
Okay, so you have multiple products for customers as well as for the merchants. So that's basically you do. So being a COO, so what is the most challenging part? What you are responsible? Because when I spoke to you, you told that you have around 300,000 customer touch points in UAE. Everybody needs to have the latest equipments, the installation. So as a COO, so what do you basically manage?
So today we exist in 50 markets across the region. And we exist in Asia and Africa. And if you look to the market, every market has different requirements, different kinds of part of the customer has different needs. So most of the challenges today is coming to the market. I would not say challenge, more than the opportunity we find, which is enable us to think more and more. And our solution is different type of the customer when it comes to the Asian customer. So we exist in two continents. Our boundaries are two continents, Asia and Africa. And definitely, type of the customer in Asia totally different than customer in Africa. So culture is the main fundamental challenge today we have. When I talk about the customer, I talk about the external customer as well as internal customer, because being a COO, I have to take care of the both sides of the customer relationship. Culture is main thing, because different customers, different needs, different understanding of the payment industry. 10 years back, we used to talk about the cashless industry. Now we are talking about the cardless industry. Some of the markets are evolved ahead of the curve in terms of the demands, needs, solutions. And some of the markets are still wrapping up, but coming there. And they are very eager to be ahead of the curve and compare themselves with the other type of the other part of the world. So different customer requirement, different solutions, different challenges. So behavior of the customer is also one of the challenge which we are always go through it to understand how the customer react to the technologies. It's really sometimes surprised when you go to the certain markets to provide most innovative solution, but you see like some of the customer they walk back because they are not ready. Are so complicated. So this kind of the understanding the requirement of the customer and culture around you is kind of, most of the time we face this challenge, especially in the African market, but nevertheless give us a lot of opportunity to think from other aspects as well.
So even if it is a technology and innovative product, I think culture plays a very important role.
Of course.
So when you told about some markets are very advanced, they're going to cardless. And some people say, no, I really want to insert my card and tap my card, and they don't even go for the wireless solutions as such. So it's a very dynamic market than you, because Asia, some Asian market, especially like a UAE, very advanced, next level than and Africa. It's starting. People are maybe using credit cards and debit cards. So I think that's one of the key challenges you might be facing.
And even though not only that, that's one, definitely, it's culture. Second thing is the regulators, the rules around you, which is playing that content. Because if you come to the Asian side, the regulator, the rules around you, is the ecosystem is totally different than the ecosystem which is run in the payment industry in Africa. So there are various, even if you go to from the technology perspective, the technology in two different continents are totally different. And sometimes you try to be more advanced in your solution in with some of the customer, but you feel like kind of resistance from customer itself. So it's really very careful. You have to understand the customer mindset and the culture around where you are operating in order to be effective in your solution to the customer. Otherwise, it will roll back as a big challenge.
So when you talk about, I mean, it's very interesting and very complicated when you look from the other. One side is technology is growing, but in your area there's a lot of innovation happening, right? Even latest about the e-pays and the Google Pays and Apple Pays, and your terminal has to be integrated with all these things. Yeah. So who drive this innovation in an organization like yours? Is it your internal innovation team, or you adapt the technology from outside?
So our key enabler, if you look to let me give you a little bit grip about what we have done. For the last 5 years, we heavily invested in our technology, and we heavily invested in our AI and automation. So we invested in our core application from the technology perspective. Then we invested also heavily in our solution, which we provide on top of the added value solution in order to provide to the customer. Now, the main enabler for that was this voice of the customer. We embedded a customer part of the organization. Today, our organization value is a customer. Our DNA is a customer. Today, whatever we are doing is part of our regular engagement with the customer. We don't believe in ourselves growing without growing our customer. So our growth from our customer growth, because we are middleware playing between the buyer and seller. Right? So we make sure that we are very close to the customer, and we get as much as input from the customer in order to design our strategy and growth plan. So today, whatever happening in the organization, it's 90% that came out of the customer, voice of the customer. Right? We take the voice of customer very seriously. We work very closely with the customer to understand the need of the market and need of the customer and the future vision of the customer. Based on that, because today we provide the solution to our customer in order to grow, to enable their businesses. It's very important for us.
So I can say that you are more of a customer-centric organization, and you keep customer first, understand all the innovation and development is based on the customer need and requirement, you're saying?
It's a customer need and requirement, yes, definitely. It's external and internal customer. We are purely customer-oriented organization.
And so you make your customer life easy. So for whatever it makes to easy, so you bring technology which will help them to bring the life easy.
Of course. So our objective is always be simpler, faster solution to our customer.
I think
is that innovative.
So is that the reason of your success in this market? Because of course you are not the only player. There are competition available in the market. So why should a customer prefer to have your solution rather than a competition solution? So you answer the same thing.
Yep. So it is always, we look to the customer to be more innovative, simpler, faster. Because there are, as you said, there are multiple players around us, with us, but we always believe that we are closest to the customer when best provide. So we always, our aim, our ambition is always to be choice number one for the customer. Okay. That's why we make sure that we are always near to the customer, in the market, in heart of the customer to understand the need before the customer come up.
And who are your stakeholders? Because you said buyer and seller in a generic term, but who all are the partners you have to work at one time? And as an operating officer level, I can understand that you have to have same time buyer, seller, banks, regulators, software. So who are all the partners who really you work together to ensure that the customer and the buyer and seller get a seamless function?
So we have two types of the businesses. We run a processing business, which is mostly financial solutions. Right? So it's financial institutions, banks, fintechs. Then on the other hand, we have merchants. So we are in mid-player where we enable the banks to come up with the new products, new cards. We hold them in our system. And simultaneously, we provide multiple different type of solution in order to process this transaction and enable our merchant to accept these cards. So we are middle player between the banks and our merchants. And of course, the part of that ecosystem will be the schemes, respective scheme what we are, what product is co-branded with. But these are two key players for us. Our merchants, which we have direct relation, and our banks, which they have their cardholders.
So your customer basically is the merchants, right? Who buy or use your.
We have got two customers. We have got merchants,
okay,
who use our terminals, and we have got banks who we have their customer hosted their car in our systems.
Okay. So you have both
so
as your. So and you told that, as I told you, I think one technology which is evolving. Initially when around 10 years back, you have the credit card, you insert in the terminal, and then you enter the key, and then you enter the password. Then and now it has come to tap, and then it is available in mobile phone. So you don't need to have the physical card, but you can still tap, and then the machine itself become from a wired model to a wireless model, which really helped. I think from your customer point of view, because the e-commerce is growing, delivery, home delivery, and that time the payment is right in front of the customer eyes, near the customer house. So you provide that solution. So considering so much of innovation happening in this area, what is the future? Can you tell something which customers can expect in the next coming years? I mean, are you guys planning something?
So as I said, we have invested a lot in our technology, and we will keep investing. Every year we think how we provide or how we can provide most innovative solution to the customer. And currently we are very much focused on so we believe we are cloud native organization. What does it mean? We need to make sure that any solution can be provided anywhere. That's why we started from almost now, this is second year, we started our cloud journey. We moved some of our technology to cloud, and we are in progress of implementing more and more cloud bases. And we also invested heavily in our cyber securities, because we are also available online. So we need to make sure that customers are protected, our solutions are protected, and customers really comfortable by doing the transaction. We started the journey of the digitized operation, to make sure that our front operation is very much digitized and solution to be attached and near to the customer. And not that only. Now, if we have provided digital innovation solution or digital channel to the customer, that means I have to automate my back operation. So we have done a lot of innovation in our processes and our solution. Just a bit example, we used to board the customer. 4 years back, we used to take 7 to 9 days to board the customer. Today we are boarding a customer within 24 hours.
Wow.
Right? And since 6 months, we have launched a new solution where we board the customer within 60 minutes. So customers able to, so we enable customer to facilitate transaction within 24 hours. So this kind of, we are close to the market. We are always close to the customer. We think, we engineer, we become more and more innovative, and to make sure that we are ahead of the curve, and whenever customer needs it, we are available. So this is the journey we are into it. It's never been an end journey for us. It's just a start. We are running transformation technology and operations both almost 5 years, and we are still doing more and more.
I think the one thing which is very clear from the information what you provided is the only way to grow and to be in that curve is keep innovating.
Yeah.
And when you say keep innovating, you told that keep customer first, understand their pain points, and come up with product and solution which make their life easy. That's another way. So hence you are able to manage right now in 50 countries because of the solution what you are providing. And you not only innovate product, you innovate process also, which helped 7 to 8 days or 8 to 9 days of onboarding a customer to 24 hours or even further, in some cases 6 hours in that angle. So I think it's a classic example of an organization who use product innovation, process innovation, customer centricity, technology. I think it's quite a lot of information you shared. Thanks a lot for your valuable time, and to let people know that there are middlemen who actually enables the smooth transition of our life in every walks of our day. Thanks a lot, Mr. Jamal.
you.
It's a pleasure talking to you, and thanks for sharing the
Thank
information.
you. Thank you.
you.
Have me.
Bye.
Thank you.